Greetings and welcome back to Endfield. We have some very big news regarding the only thing I care about within the Arcness universe, and that is the Sui Siblings, and then Yan, and then Hongshan Crater, and then Wuling City. And that is that we have confirmation from the developers, along with some very short teasers, that we are getting the first Sui Sibling in the game, I believe a month from now, probably at the beginning of June. And how do we know this? Well, during this weekend, we had the special broadcast. Well, I think we have two special broadcasts, actually. And within that special broadcast, we had this. This was like 10 seconds of the most of the video, but we can see that we have a brand new Sui Sibling coming along here. This is her, and we know nothing about her. She is basically the same way they teased Strong Fang Yi 2 months ago. Now, there is something we do know. The developers confirmed that, one, she is a very young Pyramid proxy, and two, she is obsessed with infinite curiosity about the Hongshan Academy of Silences and the entire civilization band. So what can we learn from this? Well, the answer is not much. So I currently have two theories on who she is. First, and probably most likely, is that she is the brand new created for Endfield 13th Sui Sibling. Now the reason is this is something new is because we've assumed for the longest time in the original Arknights that there would be 12 Sui Siblings. And that's because within the team that you can field within Arknights, there are 12 slots for you to place your operators in. And that's why we assumed there would be 12 Sui Siblings. But now that I think about it, there's nothing that I can remember that ever confirmed that there would only be 12. In fact, if I look up what they are, or what their powers are based on, which is the Tai Gong Kai Wu Encyclopedia from the Ming Dynasty, there are actually 13 chapters in that thing. And each one of these, as we can see from this little snapshot here in the wiki, has basically every single one of the Sui Siblings' powers based on that encyclopedia. The problem with this theory is that there is currently no chapter on sciences or nature. So I'm not sure which one she would fit into. We can see here, let's see, grains and cultivation, that is for Shu. Clothing, that is for Jie, the trader. Dyeing basically goes along with him as well. Processing of grains also for Shu. Processing of salt is for Cook, probably for you. Sugar as well. Ceramics, I believe is for Yin. Casting of metals, this is definitely for Nyan. Ships and carts, probably for Jie as well, who is a tradesman. Forging and hammering, Nyan again. Roasting of ores, Nyan again. Vegetable oil and oils and fats, you again for cooking. Paper, this is for Jie, who was basically the master of writing. And there are other ones such as gunpowder and weapons, sulfur and saltpeter, coal and other minerals, ink and pigments, and other artisanal processes. And this is basically the same thing that I can see here on Wikipedia, where it's basically architecture, nautics, sericulture and cotton, metallurgy, casting and forging, sulfur and saltpeter, gunpowder and weapons. Yeah, so you get the idea. Her powers being of sciences and nature don't really fit within the current framework of what their powers are currently based on. She could be something completely new for Endfield, or she could not be. So we will see what happens when she eventually comes out in about a month. But the second theory is that she is the reborn version of Jie, who is the only Sui Sibling to have quote-unquote died within the world of Darkness, even though this happened, I believe, around 100 years before the time that we are living their events within the original Arknights, because the Sui events are happening in the future after the end of the game. It's a bit troublesome. But what happened? Well, Jie sacrificed herself in order to stop the original Sui from reawakening and absorbing herself and every other Sui Sibling on the planet, on Terra. So she sacrificed herself, but throughout our adventures in Integrated Strategy 6, we find that she is not actually completely gone. In fact, you could say that she is still within the garden, living within Sui itself. Now, if we compare the appearance of Jie to that of this new, shall we call her younger girl here, we can see that they are nothing alike in any way, other than they have horns and they have tails. Pretty much it. Not even their eye color is the same. The new girl has blue eyes. Jie has green eyes. Jie also has white horns with green tips. This new girl has what I would describe as black horns with green accents, probably around those lines. Jie is also significantly less endowed in the chest area than this new girl. And let's see, what can we do? And based on the close, as close as we can get here based on the little video, there we go, that's as close as I can get us. It looks nothing like Jie. She's got some type of really short skirt. She's got some type of ring around her tail. Jie has basically papers attached to her tail, which is very interesting. So yeah, the possibility of this new Sui sibling being Jie, the original Jie at least, is basically zero. But what if Jie cannot be reborn as her original self and is instead be reborn as a completely new self? That could make more sense. That would maintain the 12 Sui sibling assumption we've had for a very long time, and it would mean that there would actually be an explanation as to why this new little Sui sibling is completely different from any others we have ever seen. At least from all the ones that are basically girls, which are Nian, Shu, Jie, Jun, and Ling, and Dusk. So yeah. So those are my current two theories on who this new Sui sibling is, where she might come from, possibly, maybe, but that is all we know so far. So within one more month, we'll get more information. We'll get more information. There we go. And I'll obviously be pulling for her because that would be my priority moving forward. Unfortunately, I am also pulling for all the Wuling and Yan and Hongshan operators in the game, which means I also need to pull for Shuang Fangyi and for Mifu, who is coming along one after the other. So yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching for this little rambling explanation on who the new Sui sibling is, where she might come from, who she might be, and that really is all the information we have. So anyway, later.